Hi, welcome to Need World. Today we are going to check for another features like adding some UI controls to the app home screen that we had worked last time. Here we will launch the main.storyboard from the same app that we had seen last time in my last video, uh, where we have integrated a label with different properties. We will enhance our app UI with some more form fields like text field, text area, labels, and a button. We'll see how it works. Okay, let's go. Here we have launched our main.story board with the screen view controller having a label that we have seen last time. So what we'll do, the first thing is we will just remove this for now and we'll change our UI as per our requirement. So basically we will add one text field, and we will place it here. This text field is okay to be here, but we need some labels over here. So we will add a label over here or on top of it that will explain what exactly this text field is for. We'll have a text field, then we'll add another label that will explain the next field that we are going to add. Then we'll add our third control that will be a text area. So that text area is called as a text view over here. So we need to place it here and set the constraints here. We can set as per our requirement. We can set up to here or whatever it requires. Then after we'll add another text or another label first that will specify our next field on the form, like what exactly it is. Then after we'll add some other options. Let's say for example uh, we can add a switch, or we can add a slider, or we can add any type of UI control that we'd like to have it here. Okay, so we'll add it here like this particular control, that is a kind of slider that will give us the value for the progress bar, or we can use it as a labeler like volume up down buttons or any kind of steppers we can use it. Yep. So we want these many fields, and what we want is on click of the button, this value from this text field should be submitted to somewhere, maybe our server or maybe somewhere, like we can just print the values what we have entered. We'll just do a kind of form validation. Now what is the form validation is? The form validation means to check whether the data that we have entered into the form, are those data correct as per the requirement or it's different. Okay, so we have added this many items over here. Now let's set the properties for all of them. So first thing here, let's go by step. So let's say the first item that we have here is something called as first name, or just call it a full name. Okay, we can insert our placeholder. See, this is the placeholder that says what exactly the hint for the text field is. So we can write enter your full name, as simple as that. Yeah, we'll set it as a left orientation as we are in India, and as per the orientation of the language, like most of the language is like from left to right, but there are languages which has been written as from right to left. For example, Arabic that is been written from right to left. Urdu is written from right to left. So similar languages are there which is written by right to left. So in that case, we'll have to provide the right orientation. So while designing, these things are of full concern while designing any app. If we are designing it for a multi-purpose, multi-language apps, we have to be careful for the orientation of the language. And based on that only, we have to decide the alignment of the text or the alignment of the UI controls that we are adding. Okay. So here we have this. As long as we will be giving the pressing the enter, though, so it will show the text over here as a dimmed one. We also need to set the borders. We can give like this is the oval shaped with some of the radius over here. If you see this in a bigger one, so you see this corner radius are there, which is because of this one. If we give this, it will be sharp edges. If we select the other one like this one, this is also having a sharp edge but a dark edge. If we give this one, sorry, we select the other one, this one, this is the border style. If you select none, it won't give any of the border styles. So as per the need, we can provide whatever we want. So right now we want this with a little bit of corner radius. That looks pretty good. Okay, so this is all done. We can also set some of the custom font types also. So font type can be set from this place. Here you see this small icon here in front of the font. It gives the option to select what kind of text you want. If you want some custom font or if you want some system font, if it is a system font, what kind of text styles we have. For example, we can give it to the headline, so it will be darker one. As soon as you give headline, that's it. It's a header. If you select some other things, other styles, like you can give like subhead, it will be just like you see this like slightly bold. But if you select the last title, it will be last title. If you select title 1, so it's different styles, different fonts name will be applied. Yeah, we'll see how the custom values and custom text font style will be applied in our later videos. But for now, let's set it with a system and some text size. So we are giving it 18, 19, 20, 20. Yep, that's really okay. Yep. So we'll give a left alignment to this one. We can give it as a highlighted, normal. It doesn't affect, it's just a behavior of the label that we want. We'll leave it as it is. We can set some shadow colors if we want, or we can leave it as it is. We can set some colors for the text like this one. Yep. So these colors are changing that we have seen in the last video as well. So let's set it as simple as black color. That will make our life easier. We'll set the text color for this also, same as that. We will increase a little bit of font size with 20, making it same as the label size, or maybe we can make it a bit bigger also. It's as per the require of the design. Yep. So this is how we need to design. Next we'll give like a kind of label that we'll call it as a profile description. Let's say profile description. Yep. This is our label. We'll set the same as that before, like 20 I've set. So we'll set this as 20 as well. This is a text area. So here we have bigger problem. Like we cannot set like bigger one. We can set a smaller one for because it contains it's going to contain a kind of text, longer text that will explain the user profile. Yep. So we can set like 12. Yep. And then we'll set the orientation. Now we can also apply some extra properties over here like phone number, links, addresses, calendar event, shipment tracking numbers, flight numbers, lookup suggestions, and all. So what is the benefit of it? It's like when you're typing some numbers, some links, or some, it will be highlighted and will be clickable as well, causing the app, the related app actually, the related app to be launched by clicking on it. Yep. So it's like that. Next, again we have a label. We can call it as a profile completion progress. Yep. Let's call it as simple as that too. Like you must have seen some kind of forms where you're saying like how much fields have been filled already, or like maybe we can call it as the experience level. Let's call it as experience level. If we are going to apply for some kind of job, they ask for lots of experience, we can show it here. Or kind of any task that we have been given, we can provide the progress level as well. Yep. So it's as simple as that. We have set the labels, we have set the recently used color, that is a black. We'll set this color as well as black. We'll set this color as well as black. Yeah, this is as simple as that. We'll delete these all things. Yeah, so there is nothing. Now there is a problem that it doesn't provide any kind of, the, like if it's nothing, it's nothing. We won't be able to know whether there is any kind of field or not. So there are two ways we can provide a kind of background color to this so that it will be different. We can provide some dark color or light gray color. Yep, so this will be visible. Or we can provide some custom attributes like layer dot background color. So it will be UI color and this will be black. Okay. Next we have a progress where we can provide our current value as like 0.0. We can provide maximum value as 100 and minimum value as 100. Minimum value is 1, maximum value is 100, and we'll set the default value as 0 or maybe 1 or whatever we want, as like we can count it from 1 to 0, so 1 to 100. Yep. So we can also set some sort of images if you want for minimum and maximum here. We can set some sort of image, like we have lots of images over here. Empty, is there anything like that? Now left. Arrow, we can set any kind of small arrow with a caret symbol. Right. Okay, we just will see this later when we'll be checking for some other properties. We can set this up, not a problem. Yep, fine. Or maybe we can set from here, like when we have a 0, we can set fill X mark and original automate. We can set some small scale. We can set person, fill, check. So this is automatic, this is small, that's it. Minimum track, we can set some colors here like blue or something. Maximum track, we can set orange. Thumbnail tint, we also can set, which will be kind of, we can set like any color you like. I'm not good at colors, so that's uh, that's things that we need to learn. Okay, so you see, when we apply the minimum icons that is here, we can apply the maximum icon that we can show here, and this is the progress bar and the slider bar. Okay, so as soon as we'll increase, let's say value we can set like 10. Okay, so you see this is the color that has been shown for the minimum track, this is the color for the maximum track, and we have a thumbnail color, right? Thumbnail tint color, so that will be applied. So we can set this one as selected or not selected. Those all things we'll see when we'll be talking about the event handling in our later videos. Today we will focus like to retrieve the values and the connectivity between the controller and the storyboard. We'll talk about it now. Okay, so this is all about this. We can also set some of the background color here, which will not look nice, I think. So let's stick to the default color. But depending on the UI controls that we're going to add in our actual mobile apps, we might need these all properties. So it's all about the requirement that we are going through that we have to take care of. If we have to take care of for the you know the for the user screen, we have to take care of that. There is no other alternative for that one. So we have to be pretty good with the use of the presentations here. Yep. So mobile is all about the data representation, and how you attract your user solely depends on you. Okay, so let's set this up as one. Now coming to the button, we have lots of options here in our attribute inspector. Okay, so when you see this, we can set our text as white. Okay, but making it white make everything invisible. So we need to set a background color to this. So we can set any kind of background color that we can pick it from, like red, or maybe some different colors are there. We can also select, it's a system pink color, but we can select some different like purple, red, system red color, system teal color, system yellow color, or territory label color. We can select our favorite one, that is royal blue color. Do we have it? Let's stick to the indigo color. Yeah, we can select whatever we like, that's not a problem. Then we need to select a tint color. We can select a tint color like this, and this will be effective when we have some some shadow color or something like that, then we can use it. Opaque collective bounds, that will help when we have certain the border radius and all everything. We'll see this now, don't worry about it. So that's it. So we need to name the button as show values. Okay, we'll name it as simple as that. Okay, so this is how we have a simple form with just three fields, three labels. Yep. Now we need to show this value somewhere, right? So what we'll do is we'll do one thing. We will add a label that will just display whatever we have entered here. Okay. Oh, that's it. Now we'll increase this. You see this, when we want the multi-line labels, we just have to set this as 0, or we can set it as 3, 2, 1, or how many number of lines you want. But if you don't know the number of lines you have in the labels, you just set it to 0. That will be infinite number of lines. But there is a catch. You have to set something very different. Okay, so we'll see how that is gonna work. Okay, we'll set this as black as good. Black is a good one. Yep. Okay, fine. So we'll see that how it will gonna work. First of all, we will set the constraints for this all things. So there is a very simple item. We have two ways. First, use UI control that is very useful in order to set this up in a small one, but that is the easiest one. We'll go the hardest one. The hardest one is to set the individual constraint. I'll first tell the hardest one. We'll go with the easier one later. Then we'll talk about some more UI controls later. Yeah. Okay. So to do this, we'll do it one by one. So first of all, we'll set this as like top 10, top left 10. This one we don't want. This one we want a height of 25. Okay, and that's it. So here we go. Now we want this text field to be equals to of this, right? The width of this text field should be equal to this. So to do that, what we are gonna do is this is different orientation and different order. We'll first fix the order. We'll go drag it to the below this one. Yeah, work. Just nothing you have to do. Just drag it up. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Now what we have to do is select this text field, press your control button, and then you drag your mouse or touchpad to this label. Okay, you'll see lots of options over here. So what we need to select is equal width, then center horizontally. Center horizontally means this one will be centered in respect, with respect to this one. Okay, so we want this to center horizontal. The next one we want is below. This text field should be below to this label, right? So again you press control and drag the mouse over here and click on this option bottom. Okay, when you select this one will be showing this is the constraint. Okay, so here it will show this all constant that we have added so far. Okay, so we will select this constraint here. So as soon as you select in the attribute inspector, you will have this option, enter your full name dot bottom. Actually it should be top. This text field's top should be 5 points more to the bottom of this label, right? So we will select enter here 5, and this is the full name dot bottom. This is the label, right? So as soon as we do that, it will be done, and that's it. You go to this guy here and you just conform. No, sorry, there is something missing. Adding missing constant or maybe involves localization. We don't want it. Okay, let's do the other way. Let's add the attributes first. So we have the next label here, profile description. We want this one. Again, press the control button, drag this mouse and take it to the full name. Okay, and give the equal width. Again, drag your mouse, keep it to the this and give the center horizontal. Again, press your control, drag your mouse to this and put, sorry, not to this. You need to put this label below this text field, right? So you need to press your control, drag your mouse up to this text field and select bottom. Okay, so this time we have another option here, profile description dot bottom should be equals to enter your full name dot bottom. No, that's wrong. Profile description dot top should be equals to enter your full name dot bottom plus 10. This is a separate field, so we need some extra spaces for it, or maybe you can increase something like 15. So there will be a proper gap. Okay, next we want this label height. Our label height should be same, right? So we will select this and give the equal heights. That's it, as simple as that. So similarly, we'll do the options, I mean constant applications to this text view also. We will give this text view. See, now we have two labels of same size, same height, same orientation, right? So we can select any one of them. Since this text view is related to profile description, we'll select this. We'll give equal width. We will give center horizontal, okay, and we will give bottom. Again, bottom is a very crucial thing. Once top is another's bottom. So this text view dot bottom, that's wrong. Text view dot top equals to profile description dot bottom plus 5, right? So here we go, and we have set this up. Now the next part is to set. We are not setting the heights of this text field, neither we have set the height for this one, right? So we need to set this up. So we'll select this and we will apply the height as, let's say, 35. You can set like 40 also. We can set whatever we want. It's our form, our life, right? So here we are, and we can set here. This is the height 40, right? You are saying this like completely distorted. Don't worry about it. Once we'll apply everything to everyone, then it will be good enough, right? So next we have to set the height for the text view. That is supposed to be a bit bigger, right? So we'll set this as 100 for now. We'll see this how it goes, and then we can modify later as well. Okay. Next, we'll set the height, width, and the horizontal layouts as before. Now we have lots of options that we can apply to, but we'll keep it dependent on the full name itself. The label should always be on the top one, so that if once changes its width, height, or the orientation, it should change accordingly to everyone. So we'll select equal width. We'll select equal heights, and we will select, again you have to press the control and drag the mouse to the related UI control that you want to be dependent on, right? So this is one, and the bottom top ratio should be equals to this. So experience label dot bot center, sorry, the bottom, we need to edit the bottom top. Now this is again a label. The last one we applied the next field as 15. That's it. Yeah. Next we have a slider, right? This horizontal slider. So this one we can keep as equal width as center horizontal and below, I mean bottom. Okay. Height, I don't think there should be any difference with the height because it's a fixed height item, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, we have to keep it at 5, and that should be okay. Yeah. Now we have a label that is invisible now, right? So we need to set this height. For this one, we don't worry about height, we just need to worry about the width and the orientation, I mean the horizontal center and below. Okay, we will keep this below this one, right? Below the button, not above the button, because that's not gonna be okay. Okay, so we will see this one here. We will give this top, its bottom should be 20. Okay, that's it. So, and we don't worry about height. So, but we have to worry about height, like it should not grow below this. Okay, we'll select this bottom space save area. Okay, so where is that? Okay, So this one is a bit tricky, right? We have to set this up, and now it's not showing. So how will we see this? What constants have been applied so far? So if you're not, it's difficult to find it here, right? So to find it easily, what you have to do, select this, any control which you want to see the constant list, select that control, then this is the one that is there, that is called as the size inspector. Okay, when you click on this option here, this small triangular, okay, right angle triangle, that is called as size inspector, you will see this here, horizontal and the vertical constants. Okay, so we need to select this and constant as, like, let's say 10. Okay, so here we go, this one. That's it. Now we have not applied any constraint to this thing, right? So we need to apply that. We will apply this equals to, equals width, we need height. See, we can also do the height like this. Press control and drag and drop on the same place, so it will add some height. Okay, so you can see this height has been applied, which should be like, let's say 40. Okay, 40, or maybe we can give some big button 45. We can also do some more editing over here in the attribute inspector for the font size for the button. Okay, like, let's say increase it. Yeah, let's make it 20. I think that's much bigger. And as well as that, we want it to be bold because it's a button, right? So this should be something better, I mean something highlighted. We can keep it as per 21 or 22. Okay, that looks cool, nice. Okay, fine. So this is all been applied. Still we are seeing this red icon over here, right? That red icon says that there are items that is having some problem. We'll see this. What is the problem? When you click on this, it will say, it is saying, right, show values need constraint for X position. What is that X position for? Show value. Add missing constraint for show values. Okay, so show values need the constant for the X position. X position means the horizontal. This value, this is the button which is not having X position yet. So what we'll do is we will set this up here. According to this, go to center horizontal. Should be fine. Now, again, there is one problem with applying lots of constraint to this. So the problem is, as many as number of constants you are applying, okay, so that is gonna slow down your Xcode depending on your system configuration size. So don't worry about it. For that, we have another solution. We'll see this in our upcoming videos. Okay. So for now, just focus on how the constraints has been applied. It's a very tricky part, and we need a very very speed time. We need to understand. As long as you understand that how the rectangles are been laid down, it should be easier to understand how the concept has been laid down, right? Okay. If you have any doubts, you're free to ping me on my email ID. That's kamal.nigalp@gmail.com. Yeah. So here we have the same constraint at twice, so we can remove one of them. Okay, remove, and that's it. So what happens is, because we have given some stupid constants over here that needs to be fixed first. Okay, so we have it here, we have given the width. Oh, so that is a problem. We should not be giving the width as multiply, we should be giving it as 1. And what, something has been broken. Yeah, so now what, we fix it, right? So this, since you see safe area dot trailing, we don't need it, right? Safe area dot bottom, that's required. Something is broken. Let me undo this. Okay. Okay, fine. So we will see this. What is happening here? Safe area dot trailing equals to full name dot trailing plus 10. Now, what is the leading in trailing? Leading in trailing means the leading means the beginning, starting of an UI control, and trailing means ending of the UI control. So basically, we have two constants here that is saying, okay, full name dot trailing plus 10. So this is the full name plus 10 is the trailing of the safe area, right? Then we are saying full name dot leading is equal to safe area dot leading plus 10. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll remove both of them. Okay, now what problem is we need to set width, right? We'll see what are those constants we have applied so far. Let's see. So what we'll do is we'll select this, hold down here and give equal widths to the safe area. I believe that should fix our problem. No? You'll see this, what is the problem. Add missing constant, horizontal slider. Let's see. So this is our, the complete solution. This will fix on its own. The iOS code is much better in terms of understanding what exactly is required. If you see it one, that will fix our problems, right? So something is wrong to this guy here. So we will select this and okay, see this one here. So full name dot width is equal to full name dot width into something. That's wrong, right? It should be 1. Now what is happening here is we have lots of such options here. See, this is the options that we have to be careful when we are applying the conditions. It shouldn't be like that. So we have to be careful what constants we are applying, right? Now this multiplier says, let's say sometimes we want it to be half of the next. So we can say like experience level dot width is equal to full name dot width, but we want it half. So if we give half, 0.5, so it will give half, right? We don't want half, we want full, right? So that is how it's going to change itself and it will be applied accordingly. Okay, then this one here, we have some problem right here. We want it 0. Actually, we don't want this complete item. Oh, sorry. This is label bottom, right? This is what we want, but there is some problem here. Okay, there is a problem like we have by default it's taking something right in the left hand side and we have given it width is equal to safe area dot width. So we have to minus something here, 20. So minus 20 actually. So what? 40. Yeah. So what is happening is by default the safe area is having some space over here, right? So we have to be careful what space, like what gap we are giving. So as long as we are giving the correct constraints, it will apply it correctly. We'll say this how it goes into the device app and simulator app. So basically why we have given minus 40 is 20 space in the bleeding and 20 space in the trailing is already there. So we have to adjust, right? So but if you give equal width, that means equal width. So it will keep the static equal width based on the size of the device. That's why it was going to the right words, right? Okay. So we will see this and I hope this looks better when it's in the device. My system is a bit slow, so if yours is new one, that should be fast enough. I hope that should be fast enough to help you work with the Xcode and the tools. So here we are trying to visualize how the different UI controls we have and how the different UI controls properties will be applied to our app. Whenever we are adding new controls to a app or to a screen, we have to set different constraints so as to fix the position for this one, because if the UI is not fixing its positions, then it's not going to help us, right? So this one, you can write your name, it's Kumar, and iOS developer. Something is wrong here, like this background color is not been applied. We'll see this, why it's not gonna work in our next video. But and meanwhile, you can look for why this property has not been applied yet. If you find a solution, please don't forget to comment on my video. Okay, and we can write some comments about myself, as developer with cool experience working with different apps. Yeah, we can set our experience label here. Okay, see this, we can slide this down, we can show values, one click of it to this effect, and we have a label here whose value is not yet been set because we have not done any kind of coding it to this one, right? So we'll see how and where we need to add the coding part, right? For this, we'll see in the next video. Meanwhile, you can do some more experiments and try to implement as many number of your controls from this control libraries here, and let me know if you find any kind of cool gadgets, cool UI controls or cool forms. And if you find any difficulties, feel free to reach out to me. My email ID kamal.neerajb@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Have a good time.